Let's look at more of these rounding off math. So we're going to look at pieces that are smaller than tenths. What about hundredths? You know what hundredths are. You take one single whole like that. From 0 to 1, it's one single whole, and you've broken it into 100 small pieces. So each one of those pieces is called a hundredth, or 0.01. This is, of course, this 10 here, and then another 10, 20, 30, 40, 15, so on. So this is 0.10, that's 10 hundredths, 20 hundredths, 30 hundredths. From here to here would be 50 hundredths, and so on. You can break up the top like this. So this is 5 hundredths, 15 hundredths, 25 hundredths, and so on. So this scale is showing hundredths. These are 5, 15, 25, 35, 45. These are all ending with 5s, and these are all ending with 0s. The advantage of that is that 10 hundredths is the same as 1/10. 20 hundredths is the same as 2/10. So if we want to round off hundredths to tenths, let's take a certain distance. For example, here's this blue line. It goes on and stops right there. So this is 40, 45, this is, I think it's 47. That's right, 0.47. This is 0.40, that's 0.47. That means 47 hundredths. Okay, so let's write that down. 0.47. Okay? Okay, we marked that point. How many tenths is that? Now remember, tenths are these. 40 hundredths is the same as 4/10. 50 hundredths is the same as 5/10. And this 0.47 lies between 0.40 and 0.50. This is the range we need to take. This is all we need to take, is this range, and ask ourselves, is 0.47 closer to 0.50 or is it closer to 0.40? It's obviously closer to 0.50, so we'll write 0.50. And so that actually works out to be 5/10. Let's move this away and take a number between 0.5 and 0.6, because that is what it's going to become. This is 0.5, all of these, 0.1, 0.2, the same thing, 0.5, 0.6, or 0.50, 0.60, same thing. 5/10 and 6/10. We'll take a number between 5/10 and 6/10, and the middle point, which is the peak, will be 0.55. So why don't we do that? Let's get rid of all the other stuff and just take this little segment here. So let's take a number here. Let's take a number like 0.57. Okay, so let's write that here. Now, where will this go? On this slope or on that slope? That's right, on this slope. So let's put it there. Now it rolls all the way down to 0.60, which is 0.6 really. So 0.57 will change to 0.6 if we express it as tenths. That's what we're doing. Let's try another one. Let's try a number indicated here. This is what, 33, 0.33, that's right. Okay, where is 0.33 located? Between which two tenths? You got 3/10 on this side, and you got 4/10 on this side. So it's between 0.30 and 0.40. So if we take that boundary here and make a mountain using that boundary, we get 0.30 here, 0.40 here, and we have to decide where 0.33 fits in. Where do you think? Where will this go? On this slope or that slope? The left one? Yes. So it rounds off to 0.30, which means 0.3 or 3/10. So 33 hundredths is the same as 3/10. Got it? Great. So, one more. Okay, let's take 0.25. Now that lies bang in between 0.2 and 0.3, doesn't it? So let's turn that into our little mountain. 0.20, 0.30, 0.25 at the peak. We know it rolls forwards, so this will go on top there and roll down to 0.3, and that's your answer. So 0.25 rounds off to 0.3 or 3/10. That's how we do these questions. Now it should be easy for you to work things out if we break it up like this. You see these hills? There's a row of hills here. And so let's take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The same thing here. 0 at the bottom, 0.05 at the top, 0.10 at the bottom, 15, 0.20, 0.25, 0.30, 0.35, 0.4. There's the same pattern here. All we've done is make this a little larger so we know what the peak numbers are and we know what the bottom numbers are at the bottom of the slopes. So if we take any decimal number in the hundredths, like say 0.63, where do you think 0.63 is going to lie in this range of mountains? 0.63, well, this is 0.45, 0.55, 0.65. 63 will be behind that, so it'll be somewhere there. There you go. That rolls down to 0.60, so that will be 0.6, 6/10. So 63 hundredths rounds off to 6/10. Let's try another one. Great. Let's try this one, 0.46. What do you think it rounds off to? Who can say? Just by looking at all this. We know 0.46 will lie. We know where it'll lie and where it will roll to. 0.50, very good. 0.46 is right there. And it will roll to 0.50, which means 0.5. So it's 5/10. 46 hundredths can be rounded off to 5/10. What about, let's see, let's do this one. 0.14 rolls down to 0.1, that's easy. And 0.55, which is here, that will roll forwards to 0.6, and there we go. So we're already writing it in tenths now because it's just easier to understand it in tenths. So hundredths are being approximated to a value close to the tenths. That's what we learn here. Let's try another set. What about 0.07? Where is that? Who can answer how many tenths that would be? That's right, it would be just 1/10 because 0.707 is here, rolls down to 0.1, it's 1/10. 7 hundredths is the same, roughly, is around 1/10. What about 0.02? That's right there. What we get out of that? It rolls down towards 0, so it's 0. What about 0.68? Where will that be located? Exactly, so that rounds off to 0.7, very good. You're giving all the right answers, now you got the idea. And what about 0.73? Where will that be? Well, can you guess? Who can guess where 0.73 will be? That will be on this slope, won't it? Because 0.75 will be somewhere there. So 0.73 will roll back to 0.7. And there you go. So that's how we do these. We'll do some more for practice, just to introduce you to the idea of converting or approximating hundredths in terms of tenths. And we will stop here and continue with this exercise in the next part, part 2, where I'll see you in a few minutes. So until then, keep practicing this. Go over it. If you don't understand it, ask somebody. But if you check it out a couple of times, you'll get the hang of it. Not too complicated. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.